There are some groups of people in Buffalo that are trying to do some more neighborhood planning initiatives. I wonder if there's a lot of groups in the different areas that are, publicly available for maybe you to reach out to.
Yeah, I know Strong Towns was starting a chapter locally, and I tried to join them, and I wanted to plant apple trees. I wanted to like plant 1,000 apple trees or something like that, and then they kicked me out of the group. I was like too friendly or something. I was like super friendly. I was super wholesome. I'm like, yeah, let's plant apple trees. Let's like, and they're like, their idea was like, yeah, let's make park benches, and I'm like, oh my god, let's do both. And then they kicked me out of the group without saying anything. It was super bizarre.
It's unfortunate that people are not able to, have better communication so that people can actually come up with solutions. I mean, in Buffalo, we do have some uh, urban gardening that is really beneficial, and I'm happy that those initiatives have been implemented. I mean, we do see some good changes in Buffalo. However, there are so many problems that are not worked on and a lot of times aren't even talked about. We have three radioactive toxic dump sites in this area, Superfund sites.
We could turn those into our ecologies, right? I mean, if you're gonna put concrete over them, who cares?
What do you think, Henry?
You turn the ground floor into a parking lot when you build the arcology.
Um, I don't know. I think um uh
Well, I mean, we definitely need people to organize to get any of it done. I mean, and I haven't heard much of anything from elected officials locally on how we're going to actually bring in more revenue to the area when we're starting to see, cuts to social services. And I
we should
mean,
really,
there are,
I think with social media, I feel like there should be a government sponsored social media specifically so people can uh tell their concerns and their ideas can be more easily receptive to politics and government. So the people that are interested in politics and government would use that app and they'd be able to see those things a little bit easier rather than having to filter through an algorithm that is mainly for attention and
Could Sean Ryan make like a official Buffalo Discord server?
yeah, like that would be pretty cool.
I mean, that costs nothing. It's free.
Yeah.
He's so is. What do you think of him, Zany?
Sean Ryan. I mean,
Yeah.
I've had a few interactions with him. I mean, as state senator, there was some political stances that I wish he would have taken. But in terms of him being mayor, I mean, there's not much I can say because he's only been in there for, I mean, less than 7 days. So, I mean, uh,
What was his campaign
hopefully,
like? What did he
I'm sorry.
campaign on?
He campaigned on getting more bike paths. He campaigned on getting more revenue sources. He didn't really campaign on raising taxes, but he didn't campaign on cutting taxes. So, I mean, there's definitely a probability that there could be a raise in property taxes. He didn't campaign on that, but he did campaign on getting the city's finances in order. He did say
Yeah.
that. So, because he was saying, some of the other candidates when he was campaigning didn't have enough experience with, budgeting and figuring out the finances. So we'll see how he's able to handle that.
My new constitution in secret knowledge, you can only raise taxes with a 2/3 direct democracy vote. Isn't that nice? That would be nice.
What do you think about that, Henry? I know you're a big fan of ranked choice voting, so I mean,
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Uh, I think that ranked choice voting is something that we really need, but there's other voting systems as well that could help have majority rule rather than minority rule as we have now. And uh, um, ranked choice voting, another thing that would be good is if you have proportional voting as well. there's something called mixed member proportional, where you vote for a political party, you vote for a candidate, and the political party, if they get enough votes, they end up getting their electors elected, their candidates elected. Um, and so it ends up bypassing the oh well, third parties need popular support, and then they need enough money to be able to get that popular support. And it ends up being a vicious cycle where every step of the way is hindered for third parties. And if we had a proportional system like a parliamentary system or something, you'd be able to have maybe multiple representatives or have more districts and stuff to have more representatives to make it more proportional. What happens is when you have like urban areas, you have a concentration of Democrats and liberals and stuff like that, and that skews the voting towards that. But you still have an issue with third parties where the only way that third parties have leverage is if they end up producing policy that's popular enough that the adjacent political party next to it ends up adopting their ideas. But oftentimes you end up having the ratchet system where the Republicans move further to the right, the Democrats end up saying nothing about it, and then essentially move to the right, and there's no left party to rise up to take the votes away from that party that has moved to the right. Both parties moved to the right. Although I was surprised how Biden actually, even though he was a neoliberal for so much of his career, as soon as he became president, he ended up having a little bit more progressive issues. I'm just really disappointed that he didn't choose a public option. He ran on that, and then he ended up backtracking on it. If we had at least a public option, we'd be able to see how popular that is and how much it saves money. And basically, we also need campaign finance reform. It's too difficult to get public funding, and getting on the ballot is difficult as well. And in New York State, Cuomo ended up killing a lot of third parties besides the fusion voting parties.
Yeah, the fatal flaw of the U.S. Constitution is that any policy where Congress loses money or power, or the rich lose money or power, is just dead in the water, because you're trying to expect Congress to vote against their own interests or vote against their own corruption.
Yeah, the average
So,
citizen has about a 30% chance of their policy being enacted, whereas rich people and corporations have an 80% chance of passing their policy because they're
yep.
able to do it.
I will say
Exactly.
this though. I will say this though. The rich and powerful, they still need an organization like ALEC, right? Like the American Legislative Exchange Council, right? So I mean, they do still have to organize and mobilize in their own way. So I mean, I think the people also have a huge responsibility to be able to combat that with our own ingenuity to figure out how to overcome their power and the way that they influence decision making.
I do that with the new Constitution. Sovereignty at the city state level. The city state is governed by a council of 6 where the top 6 candidates win. So there could still be political parties, but the top 6 candidates winning would hopefully reduce the strength of the political parties.
That's that proportional representation, and
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it's a good system because basically it ends up making the popular vote make more sense, because why would you choose someone that only has like 32% out of 4 candidates, whereas
Right.
you could have you could have the top 6 people that are popular end up being able to enact their agenda uh,
Collaboration.
through collaboration and popular support.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and especially in Buffalo, where you get this situation where people are like, well, this person's already going to win. So I don't really want to run because I don't want to make this person angry. And then someone else will say, well, if you run, then this person's going to be angry and you don't stand a chance. And then meanwhile, a lot of the people are like, well, we want to hear what the different ideas are. If you're just putting one person in front of us and saying, "Oh, now you can vote," then we don't have any choice on what the ideas are.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many candidates we usually get for mayor? Like three, maybe during the primary.
Actually, this year for the Democratic primary, there was about five. But I mean, either way, in the general election, there wasn't many options.
Yeah. And how many debates were there? One, maybe. I
For the
don't even know, and
primary,
I consider myself an activist, and I couldn't tell you.
well, I mean, there was the primary debates, which there was a lot more, or there was the community forums as well, where they would be asked questions and then they would respond. There was quite a few of those for the primary. Now, for the general debate, I think there was about two, maybe three.
Where do you even find those?
The
I don't.
news had recorded them. I
I
don't
don't
know.
even know.
The news recorded them. So I mean, on their website they should have the full length video.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm subscribed to like, I think maybe 2, 4, and 7, or like a couple of them, and I haven't. I browse YouTube. I haven't seen any mayoral debates on YouTube.
I did watch when I'll be honest, when I watched the debate for the mayor, for the general, when they had the Republican and the Democrat, with Sean Ryan and also Michael Gaynor. So there was the independent Republican and Democrat they had for the general debate. They had it on Facebook is where I was able to watch the video. So I mean, I'm sure they might have it on their website as well. WIVB, I believe, is the one that I had seen it on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's been a wonderful conversation, and I really appreciate all of the information that we've gone over. I mean, Kevin, you've done a lot of research to get some information for the arcology.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's basically a giant skyscraper that's fat, and it's kind of built like a warehouse, like a so you're kind of living in like a giant like Walmart warehouse, but it's residential and commercial and industrial all in one.
And Henry, you've been working hard on getting the information out about ranked choice voting, and also you've been working on the New York Health Act. So it's good to see, people working on getting issues solved. And y'all have a wonderful night. I'll talk to y'all again, obviously.
Pick up the book. Amazon, six
And buy,
dollars.
and buy Secret Knowledge.
Yeah.
Take it easy. Bye.